Notre Dame 23, Texas A&M 13. Notre Dame fans, how are we feeling? The Fighting Irish go into Kyle Field and knock off the Aggies. Tim, you look very stoic right now, but the people did not see you jumping for joy before I hit record on this thing. Tim, as a Notre Dame fan your entire life, how are you feeling right now?
Man, that was a slugfest. That was ugly, nasty, just a mud pit. Both quarterbacks were looked like me most of the night, trying to throw a Nerf ball on the beach back in my heyday. But who gives a damn? That's what we talked about. Who gives a damn? Get out of that damn place with a W. And just freaking, hey, man. Slugfest. Yeah, seriously, I thought we were going to OT with this thing 6-6, and then Price hits that thing. And the drives before A&M scores, I was like yelling at Denbrock, going nuts, like, what the hell are you doing? And then just a great fourth quarter. Mike, I'm out of it. I'm hyped. I'm so freaking excited. It's a huge win. That atmosphere, dude. I get fired up as a coach, and I was a wild man when I used to play back in the day. Some of my old buddies would remember. And I still get hyped at my beautiful age of 38 years old, which I wish I was. But
you look it.
Seriously, this was huge. Huge. I was watching Greg McElroy of ESPN, who I love to watch his little podcast on YouTube. And he busted out this stat the other day, 2 days ago, whenever I watched it. Notre Dame, in the history of the AP poll, is 14 wins, 3 losses, and 1 tie when it's ranked versus ranked in game ones. So, Tim Hyde, I have no life, right? I have, all these kids and going crazy all over the place, but I always find time in the basement. Mike, I went on the AP poll and I went back all the way to the 1930s. What the hell am I doing? But anyway, tonight is the 15th win. And this is it's going back to I started looking at there's like 6 or 7 against Michigan. So all the guys that hate Michigan, which we all do, kudos to them for the Irish for winning this. This is a big, big win. As far as a game one, 2018, winning that game jumped them to obviously an undefeated regular season. But this just felt like one of those Lou Holtz game ones against Michigan back in the 80s and 90s. Just a freaking defensive, violent game. And then the O-line, holy crap, Mike. The fourth quarter, Notre Dame obviously wilted at Ohio State 2 years ago. Ohio State just hammered them down and won that fourth quarter. Notre Dame just gutted it up, man. What'd they go? 85 yards, I think, on that game-winning drive. 85 freaking yards. The crowd was electric. That was an atmosphere times 10. Huge win. Those guys were all dying out there, cramping out there, tired as could be. Gave it their all, and to win this game is just freaking unbelievable. It's awesome. I know A&M. I'll finish here in 12 seconds. A&M. I know people. They're only ranked 20th. That's a damn good football team that's going to win a lot of games this year. They are really, really good. We could talk about them on offense and whatnot. The Notre Dame secondary, which I was like, I'm still hemming and hawing. Who are some of these guys? It's their first time playing, or are these transfers legit? Holy crap, Mike. Who the hell is going to score 20 points on these guys as long as they show up mentally each and every week? They are freakish all over the field. So
yeah,
just jump in it. I hope there's a lot of questions. I told you you're going to have to guide me because I am just a basket case in a good way, but I am super excited. This was a huge, huge win.
Tim, let me ask you this. First of all, guys, if you're new here, I apologize if my camera kind of goes in and out. So I literally in the middle of the game, I bought a new part for that to stop happening. Fingers crossed. Please hit the thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to our YouTube channel here at Blue and Gold. If you are new here, if you're watching back, watching live, really appreciate you making us a part of your day. If you are watching back, we hit record, go live, literally within 60 seconds of the broadcast ending. So this is really raw, live, instant reaction.
Yes.
So again, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to our channel. I'm not even posting this on podcast. This is for YouTube only. So yeah, smash the like, as Drew always likes to say. Okay. Tim, how long can you record tonight? Can we just go for hours here?
Yeah, just go until I pass out, I guess. So here we go. Yeah, I've had a.
I want to talk, Tim. I want to talk like big picture.
Oh God,
this win. We spent so much of the offseason talking about this game. So I want to, but then there's so much nuts and bolts I want to get into. I always say this, like Goolsby likes to talk about specific little player things, like, light in the ass or the pigeon-toed thing, bow-legged. You like to talk about the different coaching points. For me, I love personnel, right? I'm a recruiting guy, so I want to really dive into that, Tim. And we'll take super chats all night long, and we will. I did send the invite link to Goolsby. I said, I don't know if Goolsby's doing his own show tonight. I did send it to Goolsby just in case if he wanted to pop on. So we do have a lot. So it's a win over a team that, doesn't win a lot of, like, they're not Texas A&M's not a perennial double-digit win team in the SEC. Not many are. You get Bama and Georgia. It's tough to win a lot of games in the SEC, but this, Tim, we talked about this all month. You beat A&M, you're cruising. Unless you just totally trip over your own feet, you are cruising. Let me pull up the schedule. Let's look at this. You beat A&M. 10 points. Listen, my cheeks were puckered the entire game. I was so nervous, but you win by 10 points at the end of the game.
Yeah, 3-point underdog.
3 points. Was it close? Oh, hell yeah. But at the end of the season, you're going to look back at this as the committee and be like, beat Texas A&M by 10 points? Hell yeah. Northern Illinois. You got 2 more road games. You go to Purdue in a couple weeks. Miami of Ohio. Louisville, sneaky good game for sure. Stanford, Georgia Tech, sneaky good game. Navy, Florida State, loss of Georgia Tech. Virginia, Army, USC. USC at the end of the year is going to be a test. But 10, you're cruising. Recruiting takes a bump, or it gets a boost with this win. Tim, how compare this level of happiness, your vibes right now? When's the last time you felt like this? Like 2020 Clemson?
Well, sure. Yeah. 2020, me personally going into that season, I know it's COVID and who knows what the hell is going to happen. That was a good football team. 2018 had that same thing after the 2017 reboot from the brutal season of 16. And it was beat Michigan and bam, we could get rocking and rolling, possible, hit the playoffs, which happened in 18. And 2012 came out of nowhere because Notre Dame had been in the freaking abyss from 97 to 2011 was just the craps outside of Weiss 1 year and Willingham 8 games until they folded. But this is just, it's massive because it sets it up. We started talking like 2 years ago about year 3. Marcus Freeman, you got to get into that 12-team playoff because it's that first year. It's that first one. Boom. They're always going to remember it. The hype built around this thing. You watch Game Day. You watch the Fox pregame show this morning. It was just nonstop playoff talk. And for Notre Dame, they only play 8, Power 4 teams. That's it. They play, 2 max and the 2 academies, 2 of the 3 academies. So you only have 8 games. Every single other Power 4 team is playing 9, and 30% of them are playing 10. So this was big. You said it perfectly, Mike. It's not A&M's not going to the Cotton Bowl all the time. They're not 10-2, but they are stacked talent-wise. We can't talk about that enough. Going into this game, they had top 10 talent, just like Notre Dame did. Blue chip ratio, they were tied. Even with all the transfers, they still had it. When you look at player rating, 247 did a whole player rating of just who's on the roster. I think a week ago, they broke the entire country down. And I think Notre Dame was 5, A&M was 7 when you look at player rating. So they're right there, and that was the game. It was even as could be. So the atmosphere. I'm an atmosphere guy. You're a soccer guy. I watch soccer once every 4 years. That's the World Cup, and I love the World Cup because I love loud crowds. I love energy, just intensity, and that's what the World Cup brings. And that's exactly what we got in College Station. I know people. You can say whatever you want about College Station and the yell leaders, midnight yell. I watched some of that this morning. I love that tradition. I think it's unbelievable. You get all those crazies together and they scream at midnight. I think that's a cool thing. And that place was rocking, man. When both those, did you see Marcus Freeman, by the way, in the pregame? When they were sitting, I love that as a coach. A&M comes out. The crowd is rocking for like 2 extra minutes. And Freeman doesn't run out. It looks like, as they're getting ready to wave all the flags and run out with the Irish banners, Freeman's down there. If people go back and rewatch the beginning of, right before they take the field, he's out there like hyping up, yelling at some of the A&M people. The Notre Dame people are to his back. He's yelling at the A&M guys, firing his own guys up, starts freaking fist bumping the chest because he always has the starting O-line as his opening wall. And man, I was pumped up. I was ready to roll. And that crowd was just, it was nuts. What was it? The 4th largest crowd, I think they said in A&M history, which is 104,000 people. That's nuts. So, but as far as schedule goes, you're right, man. You can't just sit back. Oh, we're going to beat Northern Illinois. Good football team. They're like favored to win the MAC. Them and Miami of Ohio are like the 2 best MAC teams. Handle your business. They don't leave South Bend. They're going to land in South Bend at like 5 a.m. They do not leave South Bend for 6 weeks.
Well, Indiana. They don't leave Indiana.
Indiana, excuse me. Yeah, exactly, because Purdue is down the road. Yes, Indiana. So they don't leave the home state for 6 weeks. Get healthy. Get your body mentally each and every week, because Notre Dame really can't. You don't want to stub a toe, man. You want to handle business, get that 5th seed, and then, dude, you got a legitimate shot to go to the Final Four, which is, in this day moving forward, is obviously his championships. But you get that Final Four, man, that's a hell of a football season in this modern era. So, yeah, they're not Georgia. Holy crap! If you don't want to watch that game, that's not even. Fair. That's not even fair. It's like, who are those guys? But it's a good football team. I think Notre Dame's going to keep getting better. I think it goes back to another thing about some of the decisions they made. Or, okay, we see what you did, and we'll talk about the O-line in a little bit. But some of these decisions that these coaches made, it started to pay off. So, especially in that 4th quarter, that was pretty awesome. So there's Chad Bowden. Hopefully he's walking over the A&M side, because there's like 20 Notre Dame offers that are at this game today. So hopefully he's going and shooting them some text messages with photos from the locker room. Keep going.
Okay. You want to talk about some individual performances, Tim? Who would you peg as like MVPs, like standouts of the game?
Oh man. As sloppy as it was, I mean, first off, you have to start with the quarterback. He looked, which is interesting.
Tim, let me stop you real quick. And seeing the fan, like the tweets and whatnot, and this video Kyle Kelly tweeted out, this is tremendous. This is a minute 45 of just Freeman after the game. So I'm going to let this roll again. So I mean, I'm seeing fans being like, is this Buckner 2.0? Fans are down on him. Some have half a brain. I'm kidding. But like, some are like, hey, like he gutted us to a victory. I'm very much in the gutted to a victory, Tim. That was not pretty. Nothing was pretty about that offense. My boy Bo Collins balled out. I'm going to talk about that.
Please.
But I mean, the design quarterback runs, made some plays when he had to. I mean, that O-line, it was tough sledding. But to me, Tim, and again, I'm sorry, I'll give you the floor, but he was just a gamer. Nothing was pretty, even about his own performance. It was just a gutty gamer performance. He's this is exactly like what you probably expected from Riley Leonard in this football game. Like, not super accurate, but tough as hell.
Yeah, you know what? And it's crazy because Is that the AD giving him a hug? They win some more, and we'll talk contract. There you go. But yep, there's Bavakwa. But it's interesting because I like to go back, and I didn't get caught up. By the way, I watched so much replays and rewind and watch guys. I didn't get caught up till the middle of the fourth. I was getting worried, like, crap, this thing's going to end before I'm caught up. But I watched some of the, what, because the quarterback always gets blamed for everything, right? So I watched some of the things. It was just absolute, Herb Street talked about it. Miscommunication. Are they off? There's one, he's trying to hit Faison. I think it was Faison before he got hurt, which hopefully he's not that bad. It killed not having him out there. But there's a corner route they're trying to hit where he's the outside, call it sluggo, where you run the post and zig back out to the corner. And you can tell Riley is like that. The thing, he wanted the back shoulder. If Jeremiah Love turns, once again, he's a running back. That's all we've heard is how awesome he is as a wide receiver. And I'm screaming like,
yeah,
dude, he's wide open. It's a back shoulder fade and Love turns the wrong way. You can just boom. Riley Leonard throws it to the perfect spot. If Love turns the other way, it's a touchdown catch. It's wide open. The ones that are killing me, man, are he has Ford. The first one where he scrambles, which by the way was actually Ford's fault. Everyone's going to blame Knapp on that sack. It's a full slide. Ford's supposed to block that guy. He actually leaks out. And all I had is Ohio State flashbacks to Price, who's wide open. The first one.
Tim, I'm sorry. Are you talking about the one where Leonard tried to throw it to Ford and it hit his feet?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I jotted that down. Why didn't Ford chip that guy?
Yeah, he goes 90 yards, man. He's gone. But there's this one square into Collins. He alligator arms it, which it didn't, and even Mitchell did one as well, where they weren't expecting it. And when you go back and rewatch the throws, man, they are zips right on a dime, right into the spot. Just some sloppy miscommunication. No Mitch Evans. Obviously, he played 4 or 5 snaps.
Yeah, that was disappointing.
Faison. Well, you know what? Dude had an ACL injury.
Yeah, so, but Notre Dame kept that very quiet, so that was a surprise.
He had an ACL injury, and I was like, man, if he plays, he does. If not, I get it. Flanagan had some nice catches, some nice routes. Eli Raridan, a little disappointing on some of the blocks. He's just a talent, but you could tell. I mean, Flanagan played 99% of the snaps. He's a starting tight end, so
yeah,
he was out there like a stud. But Riley Leonard, it goes back to what we thought of him, right? He's a gamer. Give me the ball. I'm gonna go get you some yards.
Yeah.
Like the 4th and inches, real quick. The 4th and inches. How the hell did the refs not spot him?
That was wild.
That was wild. He gutted that out, but then he ran the quarterback ISOs, a couple quarterback buck sweeps with the center guard pulling the pin down blocks. He's going to be a stud. He's going to be a tank. He's just like I talked about in our Tuesday night show, where I'm expecting him to have 125 type carries this year. You probably don't need him a lot in some of these games, maybe just a handful, but it's the scrambles. He's a combination of Kaiser, Book, all rolled into one, so to speak.
Yeah. I was going to say he's a 6'4" Ian Book right now.
Yes.
Some hair scratching things on some throws, and we're gonna play some different clips, some highlights, a couple low lights, some things I queued up during the game. But
and then let's just jump in for 2 minutes on the running backs. It's funny because I'm an offensive line guy, so I always like to watch. 5 guys only can block 5. I thought Jeremiah Love was like a frightened turtle for the longest time. It's like tiptoeing in there, trying to dance. Price tried bouncing some things. And when you watch it, the guys were actually putting a hat on some guys. I didn't think they were running physical. If Estime's in this game, Estime has 125 yards, I believe. I think he would have just hammered the ball straight ahead at some people. So a little too much dancing. But it's first game, unbelievable defense, which they are, A&M. And as that game got going, they actually wore A&M down, which was nice to see. All that depth. Mike, they have five 5-stars on that D line. and they got worn down. Scorton's a stud. He's a freak.
Yeah.
So they got some dudes out there. That D tackle Stewart, is that his name? One of the Stewart guys. The D is legit. Pendleton pinned his ass on one block on the touchdown run. I think that was by Price. But those guys had some big plays, and that's the type of game it was. A&M didn't have any explosives. I would love to, I know Blue and Gold Illustrated, when they do their magazine, they always chart 20, 25-yard plays. Notre Dame must have had, 4? A&M, I don't think, had any. When you look at explosives, I'm sure you can look that real quick in the stats.
Yeah, I can. Here you go, Tim.
What were the total numbers? Yeah, there you go.
So you had 2, they call big passing plays, gains of 15 plus, and then 6 of 10 plus.
On runs.
Yeah, 6. Yeah. So 29, 10, 40. So you got 47 on that Price touchdown. I want to talk about that. I really want to dive into that one, Tim. And then 21 on the
final. They ended up rushing for 136.
198, Tim.
See, I haven't looked at the stats. I haven't done social media. You're telling me about Buckner 2.0. I can't wait to read those tweets.
198.
Dude, and that's wow. That's
6 starts on that offensive line, Tim. Hey, at least now it's 11.
Oh, the penalties. What did Notre Dame have? 148 yards in penalties,
Tim,
probably.
I'm going to let you stew a little bit more. We're going to go through some super chats, okay?
Yeah.
We got 13. Got 13 super sets. John says, Connor Wiegman? Is that how it's pronounced?
Yeah,
Worse than Pine, Gray's a beast, Schuler. Oh, man. Can we talk about that Notre Dame 2023 recruiting class? Schuler, Gray, Offberry, Bowen, Traore. Yeah, Boubacar Traore. Studs, man. Studs.
What did I say in my 3 keys? I actually talked about
Faison, Great House, Flanagan.
They're everywhere.
Sophomore surge.
Yeah, I just thought of that, before I sent you my 3 things. I was thinking of some stuff. I was like, it's like, dude, there's so many sophomores. So real quick, worse than Pine, to me, that's because of the defense. The pressure he got. I don't know if Notre Dame, Croft had a sack. I don't think Wakeman's really good, by the way, moving in the pocket. That guy could get out of some stuff. But you got the secondary blew me away.
Yeah, it was so good.
I know they're good. We've talked about them. I was a little like, man, can Clark do this? Is Hurd got torched on the pick, though, man. Thank God that quarterback.
Oh, I jotted that down too. Yeah, Hurd. They ran Notre Dame did a lot of covers, like cover 0, or cover 1. They came after him, man coverage.
One of the things flipped from last year I found interesting was Watts was always that deep guy.
Yeah.
Watts was in the box. Watts was down in Watts almost played like a Harper type of a role today. He was always in the box. And Schuler played deep. A lot. I got the hiccups talking so much. And Schuler, great pick there. A couple nice tackles. Hurd had a hell of a TFL on that one. But the sophomore surge, man. I'm glad I talked about that because there are so many football players out there. Osbury, I was a little skittish. I'm like, how are you going to get 5 linebackers in, Mike? They got 5 linebackers in. Osbury must have had 2 quarterback pressures. Kaiser, I bet you played 85% of the snaps. I bet you maybe 90. They really rotated a lot of those other guys, interchanging those guys a bunch. So look forward to seeing how some of the film did. What else? Keep throwing them out.
Okay. Let me pin this in the comments, pin message. Just copy and pasted a tweet from Horka about Faison. Marcus Sherman said he's confident Jordan Faison's going to be okay and quickly bounce back from his lower body injury. So there you go. John Matsey, really appreciate this $5 super chat. Eric says thoughts on Knapp and Pendleton. Up and down, Tim. I mean, the first quarter was rough. Then they started settling in the second quarter. Third quarter kicked it into gear. They scored the touchdown. Then the offense just really struggled. And then they kick it back. But yeah, I thought it was up and down. I think overall it was a positive. I thought Knapp, especially with that task against Scorton, the Big Ten leadings, the sack leader in the Big Ten last year. But I don't have as much as strong thoughts about Pendleton. What do you think?
Oh, Pendleton had some really nice blocks. There was one of the early pressures, it was a full slide to the left because Ford was on an island, man. I'll tell you what, he's one of those hidden, give a little ball, a game ball to one of those hidden gem guys. He was in there a bunch on pass protection, one-on-one with those DNs because they were doing some full slides and just as dude, you got that DN all by yourself. And he slipped a little bit. I thought he was violent. Actually, there's one run play I got where I highlighted pancake, just slammed a dude down the field, like 10 yards down the field, just hammered a guy. So really, there's not a lot of bad things really to say. I know he had a false start. The false start was like Ashton Craig snapped the damn football. Everyone moved.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting. He had the one hold is literally
that was such BS.
Well, it's the high school crap where you grab a guy and you throw him down. To me, it was like, dude, you can't. It's high school. You can't do that crap anymore. But he actually pancakes him a little bit later. So it was just one of those things. The hold by Craig was a killer on the one big run. That's the other thing. There were some plays called back that was that it's game one. It's penalties. I felt like ND had some, A&M had some. It's kind of, Notre Dame had that PI, A&M had one. They didn't call a couple. There was one definite blatant A&M PI. Well, they didn't call one on Mickey or Gray, whoever it was in the second half. So I thought it kind of rounded out. I don't try and harp too much on the refs. I thought it was pretty equal. And then
Eric, appreciate the super chat.
What else you got?
Brett, looks like A&M wasn't prepared for the heat. Lots of cramping and puking. Yeah, that shot of Connor Wiegman puking was pretty disgusting.
Yeah, I mean that's just dude. Those guys laid it on the line, man.
They did.
I know A&M has McNeese State. That's going to be a nice little tune-up before I think they go to the Swamp and play Florida. But that's a good A&M football team. There's a lot of guys. Mike Elko knows how to coach, man. He had those guys flying around on defense, man. They just sat and played quarters, safeties. I know we always harp about Reese and Parker. A&M always had an extra guy in the box every single play. So it was the same thing as you've seen the last 5 years, if you want to say that. But, yeah, Elko could coach in Notre Dame, man. Fourth quarter gut out. Kudos to Lauren Landau, the strength coach. I saw him on the sideline a few times he was pretty animated. I didn't know he gets that animated. He was getting pretty hyped a few times. So that was pretty cool to see. But great energy.
All right, Tim. We got a handful more super chats.
Sure.
B Place says a lot to go over. I'll leave it to the professionals. D line needs to get off the ball, clean up the penalties. Need O line to keep getting better. Nap did good. Bo Collins, Dogler, DB's no fly zone. Go Irish. Yeah, I mean pretty accurate statements. The D line I was a little disappointed with, just in terms of 4-man rush get to the passer throughout the game, but yeah, like RJ Oben didn't flash to me like I would have hoped. Jordan Botelho played pretty well. The interior defensive line, I think I saw Goolsby tweeting he wasn't very happy with Riley Mills, but Howie Cross played pretty well. Heinisch, dude, I know he got pushed back a little bit in the second quarter, but I still thought he played a nice game.
That dude plays a lot. He
ended up fourth, tied for third in tackles.
Oh, I was going to say 41 was out there a lot. Oh, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if I thought Burnham played more than Oben. There was Mike, I went back to the very first drive because there was back-to-back drives. Oben didn't get on the field. So I went back and I was just like, what the hell, man? Did Oben get hurt? Faison's hurt. Oben's hit. But nope, he just sat for a couple series and then decided to rotate in a little bit. Man, I don't know where where's defense? Check this out real quick. Obviously, we know who the starting 11 were. This is the very first drive. Osbury got in. Heinisch got in. Burnham got in. Snead replaces Bowen. Traore in. Anya in. This is just
rotation.
Drive.
Lot of rotation.
That's nuts. So they rotated a ton. KVA came in on the third drive. No, excuse me, the second. He was in there right away. Second at Mike.
Yeah, this is what I jotted down. Bowen and Kaiser started linebacker. Traore and Burnham subbed in that drive. Snead comes in for Bowen. Heinisch, Anya, first drive PT. Osbury comes in on first drive. part of it is keep fresh. I think part of it is this day and age in the portal. You got to keep players happy and you got to play them. So I think there's a couple aspects of that.
True, but those guys obviously deserve it. They could play, and they're running around like crazy. Like the back end, Clark. When they went to dime, obviously Gray and Morrison. It was just Hurd and Schuler, Watts, Clark. Those are the big six.
Just all right. This might be the. We need like an alert for ridiculous comment alert, Brian. No offense, but this is terrible. Jaden Thomas almost give up another pick. Jaden Thomas didn't throw the damn football. He fought for the ball. Brian. Brian.
I will say though to Brian, I know what you're saying, Brian. It's the same pass that Buckner, the Marshall guy.
The Marshall. And what did you and Goolsby do? If my memory serves me, he blamed the freaking receiver. I think it was Colsey.
Thomas competed. Thomas actually, luckily, went after it. And helped break this one up. So experience. There you go, man. That play right there, Mike. Oh my God! I was like, that was like inches away from the pick six.
Yeah, I think it hit Jaden first. No, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was pretty simultaneous. That was a great play by that A&M kid.
$5 from Eric. It says offense looked very conservative. Our receiver like one deep ball whole game. Got a PI. Where's Mitchell? D came up big. Collins is definitely wide receiver one. I'm telling you guys, the Mitchell thing. As we get later into the show, I want to talk more personnel. I told you guys this week, like Mitchell is going to be someone who is going to have a breakout game with like 3 receptions for 115 yards and a touchdown, or he's going to be MIA. Tonight was MIA. Watch next week against Northern Illinois. He busts out. And like the spring game. I think he had 1 catch or 2 catches in the spring game, one of them for 80 yards against a walk-on. But that's what I'm kind of expecting from Mitchell. Just real quick, Tim, on Faison, so much talk about him to the field. Where did he play all night? Slot. He was like in the slot, like most
slot, a little outside motion.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of overblown, the whole.
But he was the outside guy. When he played slot, Flanagan was outside, or Raritan. They bumped the tight end was out there a bunch.
Right. So
on the inside.
So there was not a whole lot of Faison to the field like we had talked about. But again, I want to get into more of the personnel stuff. Eric, really appreciate it. Ryan says long road ahead, but we'll take the dude. If you're not taking a 10-point win on the road against a ranked team in the 4th largest ever crowd in Texas A&M history, I don't know what's wrong with you. So Ryan,
this
good smart man taking the dub.
I would definitely. I mean, this is the second biggest win of the weekend. Georgia taking Clemson to the woodshed. Notre Dame, A&M. I know Penn State whitewashed West Virginia. This is a way bigger win beating A&M than West Virginia. So once again, because of the talent, A&M has dudes all over the place. So and by the way, do you see the size of their offensive line? There's times Notre Dame couldn't get up. Those guys were all like 6'6", 6'7", 350. They're huge. But just real quick on the D-line, that was a little thing I had written down early in the first quarter as well, like just a little sluggish. You didn't see the turning the hips, big pressure and things of that nature. But I thought they collapsed as the game went on. You felt them collapse in the pocket. And I was watching PFF has a really good podcast on YouTube. And I was watching one of their guys a week ago. And Wegman's like one of the top quarterbacks. And his starts in his 2 years at like getting away from sacks. So I had that in my head. And I saw that a bunch today, the way he moved. So he was pretty impressive. But the DBs, I've seen it in the comments, just a handful. I mean, they're the MVP of this game.
Yeah.
The DBs, all of them.
Ben played well. Gray was a stud.
What was
2 picks.
I'll put the stats up. I mean, did he even have 100 yards?
Exactly. Exactly 100 yards passing. 12 for 30.
And he's not a zip. That dude's got an arm. There were some balls that he had some zip. But that Notre Dame defense is definitely
it's so good,
better than last year. I would be shocked at the end of the season they are not better than last year. They're going to give up some runs. A&M gashed them a little bit, but it was almost like Al Golden's like, all right, I'll bend, don't break a little bit here because eventually you're going to have to pass the ball.
Yeah.
And Notre Dame had a lot of run stuffs in the second half compared to the first half where they got gashed. But I think that's just golden. Hey, we're going to just take it as they go, and I'll dial some things up here and there to stop you when it comes time. And definitely.
Yeah, we're getting yelled at for not talking Mitch Jeter yet. I personally, I did not like the call to kick that field goal at the end. It's like, why? What's the upside here? But that's why I do this for a living, and I'm not a coach. But yeah, Jeter. Yeah,
I've actually been in that situation before, Mike.
And
oh yeah, we just hammered the rock and said, "Screw you, go 85 yards. I'm not kicking a ball."
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? But Jeter went 3 field goals. Yeah,
3 for 3. Yeah.
My score was what, 26-18. No, 26-17. I had a 9-point win, I think.
Yeah, I was 2017, and that looked really damn close until that last.
Because I thought there was going to be a bunch of field goals. I really did. I thought there was going to be a handful of field goals in this thing. But Mitch, I mean, the first one was like 49 yards or something. Whatever the numbers were.
46,
Because, some of the reports, I know Horka and Sobel can't wait to, they're going to do a little video, right? And we'll post that. I can't wait to hear those guys talk tonight in College Station. But, they had reported during camp, like, shanking Mitch. He had some bad practices, some misses in front of the press. And here's a dude that only missed 2 kicks in the SEC. So, dude, that guy, ice water. Was that Riley Leonard pumping his the vein with ice water on the sideline, or was that Jeter doing it himself? I can't remember, but that was awesome. Big kicks, and you needed every single one of those today to get out of that. Just get out of that place, Mike. I know I've said it 1,000.
Win by 1, dude.
Win by 1. I didn't give a damn. Just get out of there, and they did. That was awesome.
Okay. Peter Pie, $2 super chat says Goolsby called it. Irish by 10. Goolsby said Irish by 18, so get out of here. Yeah, I got a buddy texting me, a Notre Dame fan. I love you, go Irish. I got another buddy texting me, why is Notre Dame's coach so hot? Everyone is. My brother just said love the fit. I get my phone's just blowing up over here. It's like, guys, you know what I'm doing.
I was I keep going back to the opening kickoff or before kickoff when they were in that tunnel. I absolutely loved that Freeman, once again, to just feed that energy that he had his team sitting there waiting for a couple minutes. He let A&M all run out, let that crowd soak it in. And I love that he just sat there and just soaked all that in. I go back to the 18 game when they played at Va Tech for the first time, and Sandman's getting hyped. As soon as Va Tech ran out, Kelly ran out at the same time. He didn't even want to be a part of any of that, but that was pretty cool. What else?
Roger says defense was as advertised. Great win. Offense will get better every game. What happened to Mitchell Evans? Yeah, that was like a shock for me. I was like, what the hell is going on? He only played in passing situations. I guess the staff just didn't feel comfortable enough, like 3rd and long or something. I don't think he got a target. Did he?
No, I don't think he did. I want to say he was out there maybe 5-6 snaps.
I would say probably in between 10 and 12. But yeah, maybe we'll get the snap counts, Tim. And we will definitely talk about that Tuesday night because, again, I love personnel stuff. But for me, it's like, are you healthy enough to play after that or not? Like, you are or you're not. Like, if you're not 100, like, ACL, you just don't mess around with an ACL. So it's like, are you healthy enough to play? Then play. If you're not, don't play. I don't really get it. But, again, that's why I do this for a living. So, all right. Andrew, Roger, appreciate the super chat. Joey says, time to go streaking to the quad. I'll go streaking right now.
Streaking is that Mitch from what is that? Oh my God, what's this stupid movie, guys? Will Ferrell.
I don't.
Come on,
I'm not saying anything. You know my policy. You know how many people I've told, my in real life friends about my policy about movies, and I'm consistent with it.
You're right.
Ever since the program. 559 here. I told you Notre Dame got this. Hell yeah, baby. Go Irish. Appreciate it.
I love it.
Super chat. Appreciate the fight. I love that.
Old school.
That
There you
jersey.
go. Andrew said that old school. Yeah, old school. Exactly. Go streaking through the quad. There you go.
Goolsby says, great call by Tim on the Marcus. Hey, Goolsby, if you are still able to speak, I sent you the link, brother. It's in your email. You can pop on if you want to, but if you're struggling. But that seemed like a well typed out response, Goolsby. So I feel like you're okay, but you are welcome to hop on whenever you want. We're just gonna continue on these super chats, Tim. We got 12 a commenter here, $2 super chat. They will get it together. Take the win. Hell yeah. I mean, they just beat Texas A&M on the road, 10 points. Wasn't always pretty, but yes.
See, in games like this,
I'm taking this to the bank, and I feel like they got it together if they just won that game. So.
And in games like this, when you're so evenly matched, you hate. It's this stupid cliche, but it's so true. It's 60 minutes. You just keep playing, and eventually your will just take over. Which Notre Dame went 10-0 in the fourth quarter. When that fourth quarter, when that game was tied. So just it's 4 quarters, man. It really is. When you're so even, 2 highly competitive football games, the atmosphere, and then the road team finds a way. Like Notre Dame didn't find a way. Obviously, Ohio State, Stroud, those guys were better in 22. Notre Dame wilted. They did not play the good fourth quarter game. Obviously, the same last year with Louisville when they just wore them down and they lost that thing. Ohio State, they let them go down on the final drive and win that damn thing. So tonight was a flip, and maybe we'll see if that year 3 just somehow rings true, because it does matter at the end of the day.
Folks, if you have not done so yet, please hit the thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content. 2,000 strong in the YouTube chat here. So appreciate you guys for hanging out. We're going to be live for a while, so we're going to continue on. 17 super chats. A $10 one from Andrew. Andrew, I'll look out for a comment if you had something to go with your super chat here, but I really do appreciate.
Mike, let me throw this out real quick, because I love to go back, and I'm a big everything since Holtz, because Notre Dame's been in a different world since Lou Holtz has left. So from 1997 to 2023, this is kind of the modern era of Notre Dame post Holtz. Mike, this is their only 16th win against a road team that's ranked. A true road game, not neutral sites, not the Shamrock Series, any of that crap. A true on-campus road game. Their 16th one in almost 30 years. So very, very impressive. That was a biggie. This A&M team's going to win 8 games. They may win 9. It's a solid football team.
Someone just crossed off Biggie. Tim says Biggie on for their bingo card. Jonesy, $10 super chat. Can we please talk about the
adversity
that this team overcame tonight, including clearly one-sided officiating, the fourth down call, numerous terrible spots by official, amazing resilience. Yeah, hot take here. Notre Dame got some good calls too, like the Bo Collins. Yeah, I tweeted out, Bo Collins, talk your shit, but he probably should have got flagged for that. So, and ball don't lie. Notre Dame got the ball back right on downs, anyways. So,
yeah.
Again, I'm kind of like officiating. It evens out. I know people want to put out there, there's an anti-Notre Dame bias in officiating, but to me, it's a non-story. But
yeah, and I said this 2 minutes ago. I felt it evened out. A&M had a big holding call. Obviously, Notre Dame had the one on Ashton Craig. The one on Knapp he pulled the guy down. So yeah. It evened out. The spot on Leonard is atrocious. So Jonesy 23.
It was terrible. It was terrible.
How in the hell did they not, even on the review, say that's a first down? So I have no clue. That one was just ridiculous. But Love getting stuff short on one where his back was turned was the proper call.
Yeah. Jonesy, appreciate the super chat. Just one quick thing. Ari Wasserman has officially joined On3 as a national college football reporter. So pretty solid hire by the parent company.
Stars matter.
Might have a conversation with him about that. Brandon with the $5 super chat said, Bo, better bet a serious ass chewing for that shove of the back. Likely would have cost the game if called. No, because it still would have been a first down. It just would have been back, but then they still could have drove down. But could have. Yeah, it certainly could have. But hey, maybe that was the officials giving Notre Dame
See, exactly. So they kind of even out sometimes, So go for it.
Yeah, Andrew, $8 super chat. Hell of a win on the road versus ranked SEC team. Love the fourth quarter rushing yards. Let me see if I can't.
I mean, seriously, Mike, you said 190 something yards, and that's including the 30-yard run. What Price had called back.
All right,
another couple Leonard calls got called back. So that's amazing that they literally nearly had 200 yards rushing.
Yeah, 11 rushes for 58 yards in the fourth quarter. I mean, look, this is 4 for 10 yards. I tweeted out, Tim, it was early in the second quarter. Notre Dame had ran Love once and Price once. 2 rushes for those two guys. So 4 rushes for 10 yards, and that was really Leonard. 10 for 55, 9 for 75, 11 for 58. So they really got it going as the game went on.
Where is what was Love's? Because like I said, I thought Love danced like hell.
10 for 91 or 14 for 91 in the touchdown, of course.
Yeah, he had the big run. He was driving me nuts. I sometimes, dude, just put your damn nose in there and go get some yards. You're trying to dance and do the jitterbug and everything. It's like, run, damn it. So I wanted some more violence out of him is what I was expecting. But I'm a big run game efficiency guy, meaning on 1st and 10, you run for 4 yards. That's a plus. If it's, 2nd and 3, you got to get 2. If it's 4th and 1, you get it. Bam. That's an efficiency. Mike, these stats are horrible in the first half. Drive number 1. These are the drives. They went 0 for 2, 0 for 1, 0 for 1, 0 for 2. Then finally, 3 out of 4 got points. And then second half, 2 for 6 on the drive. They didn't get anything. 2 for 2 on the touchdown drive. The last drive, the touchdown drive, 4 for 6, meaning 4 out of those 6 runs were for efficiency on the rushing metric there, which is huge. Outstanding numbers there. And then even real quick on some of the early ones in the first half, I thought it was just Price one time bounces one. It's like, dude, they're playing quarters and their safeties are screaming in the alley. It was almost like they copied Marshall's defense from 2022. Marshall just sat in a 4-2 with safeties just flying in the alleys. And Elko did a lot of that last year as well at Duke. So don't bounce against those guys. Run straight ahead, and that's what they started to do with Riley Leonard,
$2 super chat from Tyler Fisher says Collins brings the wide receiver attitude and skill we needed. When's the last time we saw that 50-50 win on the outside?
Big,
I definitely want to talk about that one here in a little bit.
That's big.
Nut crud. I thought Snead played a good game. Yeah, Snead flashes, man. It's easy to see Jalen Snead when he's playing. I wouldn't
be surprised if he has the second most snaps, right behind Kaiser when you're looking in the front, the front 7. Front 6, basically. But he played a lot. I think he was on the field 2nd or 3rd play for Bowen and finished that whole drive out, and even the same one on the second one. He played a lot of Willbacker. There was one drive, maybe it was the 2nd or 3rd drive, where it was the 3rd one right here, where they had all 3 backers on the field. So, they had all 3 out there. It was the 2nd one. They started with Snead, KVA, and Kaiser with base set for a couple snaps, which after that, it was just nickel and dime like crazy the rest of the night.
Message board favorite, Juicy J. I find it funny that when we needed to score, Denbrock started looking like Tommy Reese and pulling guards, tight ends, and running the ball. It really was fascinating. Let me pull up the drive chart real quick.
What the Juice is saying, Juice is a hell of a dude on the message board. He's 24/7, man. He's awesome.
Touchdown. 3 and out. I tweeted after this because Notre Dame scores, and then A&M punts. And I tweeted, if Notre Dame scores here, this game's over. And then they go 3 and out. I was like, shit.
And Riley Leonard, I can't find my damn notes. Riley Leonard runs QB power for 7 yards. And then Denbrock calls back-to-back passes. You're winning 13-6. I thought I was just going to jump through the window. You're winning 13-6. You got all the momentum in the world, you run Riley Leonard QB power for 7 yards, and then Denbrock goes and be cute. It's back-to-back incompletions. If that was Reese or Parker, man, people would have 17 backflips and be screaming like crazy.
Yeah.
But horrible drive, I felt. It gave them the ball, and then goes down and scores. Boom. Exactly.
And then the next one, I was like, man, after this one, A&M gets the ball back at the where'd their drive start? Where would this be? The 24? Whatever it was. No, the 15. I was like, dude, I think A&M's going to go down and score. I think Notre Dame's going to lose this game. And then the offense bounced back. 8 plays, 85 yards. Absolutely beautiful. Juicy J, appreciate the comment. Nerd for Life says crowd noise is all I heard about. What a joke. Crowds did nothing. Defense was absolutely amazing. We did miss Evans. And as, hopefully he gets healthy soon. You see more of him because that's kind of something that no one's really talking about. It's like, oh, Notre Dame's best offensive weapon in the passing game. He was a non-factor. He barely even played. Crowd noise. I mean, Notre Dame. I mean, you look at the penalties, and Notre Dame had
crowd noise
a lot. So crowd noise was a factor. Why can't I find the penalties?
I mean, they're definitely part of the. I mean, the crowd was definitely part of the game. They were in it the entire game, and to me, some people have been, for the last month, oh, screw A&M. I like crowds. I want that thing loud as hell. I could care less.
Yeah.
It's like, have fun with that thing if you're on the road team. You
11
love the atmosphere.
11 penalties for 99 yards in that game. And some O-line stuff.
And some were deferred because they had 2 on the same drive, on the same play.
Sons of Liberty says Georgia, Ohio State, Notre Dame. That's his top 3. Sons of Liberty. I love it. Zachary Ortiz, Fight All Superchat says the guys on D have swagger, intensity, and rotated through your own talent. So impressed by backs is depth and staying fresh key to a deep playoff run. Absolutely. He's got to stay healthy.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, Zach's on the money right there. Just keep the same mojo. Like I just yelled, what they played almost 20 guys in the first drive. That's insane. So exactly. Keep that going, man. The more reps these guys get, the more Kingston gets reps at Mike, the more all these guys just keep repping together. Just play your scheme. It's literally the same type of D they did last year. And they started doing some of this their first year together, and then they really have restructured everything last year, and you can tell what they're going to do this year. So just keep it going, man. Just keep getting better. Use NIU. Go on the road to Purdue. Just keep getting better and have that mindset of let's just go compete for a national championship this year. And I think that's what these guys are going to do.
Super chat from Matt says, great win. Felt like a win that has slipped away in the past. I completely agree. Yes. How do we feel about O-line going forward? Is there concern about downfield passing?
Yes.
I feel good. This was Freeman said after the game. This was the toughest D-line they're going to play all year. And they ran for 198 yards. Leonard didn't get sacked, but that's really not. But let me double check that. Yeah, Leonard didn't get sacked, but I don't know if you can credit the O-line for that. That's partly just because it's Riley Leonard.
Yeah, Riley Leonard.
But yeah, I feel good about the O-line, concerned about downfield passing. Yes. We're going to talk about that this week. Yes, there is. There 100% is. Chris Mitchell's supposed to be your game breaker. He was on a milk carton. So,
well, there's this stat during game day this morning where I don't know if people hate ESPN game day or whatnot. They think it's biased. I could care less. I think they do a good job, especially when Notre Dame matters. They will do good jobs. They will have very good features. I thought they broke down some of the stats today pretty good. Had a nice little feature on Riley Leonard, him going fishing. But one of the stats over his starts, he's only like 23% on balls 18 plus, which is an old Nick Saban metric of explosive in the air. The balls in the air 18 plus, only 23%. So Leonard's not accurate whatsoever. They need to get better. Like I said, there's about 3 plays today, intermediate in cuts. That's where they need to go hit those guys, let those guys catch and run. I think that's what they need to keep working on. And obviously the timing, we talked earlier with Love turning the wrong way on a back shoulder fade. Faison did. They'll keep cleaning those things out. Remember, Riley Leonard got 0 work done basically in the winter because he had to get the cleanup. Then he gets hurt. So we didn't see him in the spring. So this is just him trying to get healthy as hell in July and training camp and get on the same page with these guys.
Tyler Fisher, love Leonard. Sidearm quarterback scares me.
Tyler, high five. Yes, he scares the hell out of me at times too.
Tyler, appreciate the $2 super chat. Theodore says, guys, Coach Freeman learned how to close out a game. This bodes well for the future. We learned from the OSU collapse. Oh man, that Jeremiah love. I was telling my wife was sitting next to me. I was like, please just run the ball, kick the field goal. They can't throw the ball. And then Love breaks one. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Theodore, appreciate the $5 super chat. Mike Nolan, $5 says, any people pointing out the negative, go to bed, please. This was a great and gritty win in all aspects. Looked beautiful to me.
Mike Nolan, high five.
High five.
High five to Mike Nolan.
Nikki, $10 super chat. If Leonard hits Raritan leaking out and Ford, they have huge gains.
Yes.
And changes.
Without a doubt. It just, yes. Yeah. I mean, yes to everything. I mean, there was a couple little leaks. Even, one when they got in the red zone, they had to kick a field goal where Riley gets flushed. If Riley just calms down, he's got Evans in the back of the end zone. He throws a crap ball to Ford at his feet. So, I mean, there's mistakes all around. It was, but it was sloppy both sides. But I don't know, man. I mean, this was the game. Everyone expected just a physical football game, and that's what we got for 4 quarters. And Notre Dame won the 4th quarter.
Yeah. Did he miss that throw to Ford? Yes. Did he have any business even getting that throw off? Hell to the no. Tim, 10 seconds. Where does this road rank for you? This road win rank for you? What do you think?
Oh, seriously. I mean, it reminds me instantly of Weiss beating number 3 Michigan in 2005. Oklahoma in 12 obviously kicked them into the title game. And then after that, beating Michigan when that Weiss game, which was 17-10, just a physical game. And then literally, I mean, I've said this for years, Mike, the 04 at Tennessee is one of my all-time favorites, just because Notre Dame was crappy. And they went in and beat a top 10 Tennessee game. So Tennessee team, that's one of my all-time favorites. But Oklahoma in 12 was amazing. But this tonight just felt like that 05 Michigan game. Because once again, Notre Dame was the underdog. Look at game day today. Everybody outside of, Corso, I'm still stunned he's on the damn set, but Corso comes out in the leprechaun suit. I think everyone on Fox had A&M.
When Corso came out, I was like, well, that's it. That's a loss.
The whole time I kept thinking he's going to rip that off and do a Pat McAfee and have some A&M like dog shit.
Oh, I was fully expecting that as well.
But no, it was this is up here. This is definitely up there with some of those big wins.
JVit, no, I'm not. I don't have a dip in, bro. Andrew, appreciate it. Goolsby's in the chat. Goolsby sent you a link, bro. Thoughts on the D-line pass rush? Yeah, we talked about this a little bit earlier. Not really pleased. I mean, no sacks by either. Okay, no, wait. Cross got the one. Cross got the one. Cross was good. Otherwise, I was a little disappointed.
But I also think it comes down to some of the QBs. I think the QBs I think those dudes know how to move out of the pocket. But I want to see, this is me. I want to see, I don't need to see Burnham pass rushing. I just don't. Okay. I would like, if it's 2nd and 8, damn it, give me Snead and give me Traore. I want to see Snead when they put Jalen Smith sometimes in a 3-point stance and he had this funky, horrible looking stance and he shot out like a cannon. I want to see Snead do that. I want to see him just get in a wide 9 like the old FSU days in the 90s and just crash like hell. So that's what I want to see. But I thought the pressure was there. And then, you could tell Connor Wegman's just seeing ghosts. It felt like the Caleb Williams games last year where he's just like, shit, man, I'm throwing stuff all over the place. So it was a little wild. But I think they're going to get better. Plus that A&M offensive line was monstrous.
Yeah. Trey Zune, 6'7", 315.
They're huge.
All right, so we're going to continue on the super chats, and then we're going to look at some film. We're going to look at some tape. And then there's some personnel stuff I want to talk about for sure. Please hit the thumbs up on this video, of course. Subscribe to the channel. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. We go live tonight. I got Goolsby tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern time. We do post Marcus Freeman reaction content. Tim and I will be live Tuesday night. Jack and Tyler, the Blue and Gold beat writers, live Wednesday night. What do we have Thursday? I'm sure we have something on Thursday.
Take a break.
Tim and I record our pregame, our pregame video to preview the upcoming game. Thursday, I got my recruiting show, 10:30 in the morning. So there you go. Pretty much every single day we have something for you. So please hit the thumbs up and subscribe. Let me go back to the super chats. Matthew, great job RPO game, getting the ball out quickly and not abandoning the run in the second half. I mean, they kind of abandoned it in the first quarter and then got into it. A dub in that environment, still a heck of a dub. Matthew, appreciate the $5 super chat.
5 seconds on that. I was like, I expected Riley Leonard to do more zone keepers, but then after that first quarter, how A&M just sat in quarters, like I said, their safeties were shooting in the alleys. I think they're really reading Riley Leonard. So I think Dan Brock was like, I ain't putting Leonard out there. We'll run him in counters and ISOs, keep it in the box, and so he's not out there in the alley against safeties. That was my opinion. And in the quick game, I've said this for 9 months. Ever since Dan Brock got hired, Notre Dame fans go watch 2014, 15, 16. This offense looked like the 2014, 15, 16 Notre Dame offense. It's not popular, but I say it. Dan Brock and Brian Kelly are good buddies. They're all part of that. This really looked like it. Notre Dame lived in 11 personnel back then. And you saw a ton of flip screens, which you saw a bunch today. So I was expecting more running back screens, but maybe just them attacking so much, they just didn't even attempt to. They had one and got eaten up like hell. But great point on getting the ball out quick, which is definitely the game plan.
$10 super chat here for Bay. You guys can see it on the screen. There you go. The pants really make the bulges. Okay. Hey, appreciate the super chat and your follow-up super chats telling me to talk about the pants. Hey, I hope you're having a great night. And, throw one back from you, my friend. There you go. C-Matt, my friend. We have an LSU fan in the chat. Should I ban him? It's a W Victory Royale. How was the Denbrock experience?
Seeing how his
that was good, right?
Hold on. Seeing how his first trip 2 years ago, when they were number 6 in the country, and A&M beat him by 18. I think he enjoyed his experience a little bit more to College Station today. That's just me. So, but thanks for the super chat.
C-Matt, appreciate the $2 super chat, my friend. Riley says Wagner had a great game. Yeah. Riley played well. Emil Wagner played well.
Yeah, I mean, he's almost like the forgotten vet. No one talks about him that much. He's so
damn in his first start.
Yeah, exactly. That was his first start. No one's even mentioned his name in 6 weeks. And it's like, I thought he played pretty good. He's tall, long. You see him and you just want to be like, man, compared to those A&M guys were monstrous. So it's like, pack on 20 more pounds. But he's super quick. Got overextended a few times on a few pass rushes. It's going to happen. All those A&M guys are going to be in the NFL. I mean, they're all in the NFL somewhere, somehow. So for his first start, being the forgotten guy, because we focus so damn much on the other side, it's the same thing with the 2 interior guys. Billy Schraub had one pancake. I'm going to highlight that play for a Tuesday night. Just flushes that all SEC Stewart on one. And then Craig, this was, as we know, Mike, there are only 4 start for the 2 inside guys.
Yeah.
They're the big gray hairs on this team. So 4 starts. And they only got to start because of injuries, for crying out loud. So there you go with the O-line. Kudos to those guys, man.
Riley, appreciate the $2 super chat. I do multitask on the show, so I was just looking at my tweets.
Oh, go for it, man. If you see,
I just got tagged in this by Bougie Bates. And I was like, what is this? 4 Horsemen podcast. I like their Twitter account, so they tweeted this out an hour ago. Let's watch it. Okay, let's turn this volume up.
Oh boy, what's he gonna say?
Hey. 0-1 Aggies.
Oh my God.
Hey, when you win, see, that's the beauty. That's the beauty. When you win, you get to do stuff like that.
Someone please DM them on Twitter and tell them hour and 4 mark. I reacted to that live. Please, someone message them. I hope that's how a lot of you guys are right now. That was awesome.
Hey, but you get to do that. You get to do that. That's why Ohio State gets to make fun of Notre Dame because they beat us 2 years in a row. And you get to do those things. Notre Dame whitewashed SC. So we get to talk smack about SC all year long because we all forget about 2022 when we played so bad. Caleb wins the Heisman. But when you win, you get to talk smack.
Armand, good to see you, my friend. Amazing win in an uber hostile environment. So excited about attending game next week, especially since this one makes next game's valuable. Yeah, you beat NIU, and it's like if you lose to A&M to beat NIU, it's like, okay, cool. Now it's like one more win closer to insert goal here. So hell yes, Armand. Just can't lay an egg.
That's a great point, Mike. I mean, literally, it's on the calendar. You just start crossing them off.
Yeah.
Goolsby's watching. Goolsby's favorite meme is Steve Buscemi with the lipstick, and he's crossing off the thing on the wall. Whatever movie that's from.
Yeah.
Real Talk Movies. I forgot, singer.
Billy Madison. Yeah. Wait, damn it! Oh, I'm not allowed to say that. I've never seen that.
But that's what you're doing now. You're just crossing them off, man. Stay focused. This is a huge win, but guess what? It's game 1, dude. You got 11 more plus left, so keep that mindset going. Elko looks like Charlie Weiss. Joey might be onto something.
Just one Andy Gale says, we've got ourselves a kicker. Welcome to the So Mitch Jeter. I see the $9.80 super chats shouting out Mitch Jeter. Yes.
Hey,
booming the
and
kicks.
once again, this is the philosophy moving forward, right? Go find a dude in the portal, come kick for us, and just keep that cycle going, man. Groupies in the NFL still.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm fine with 1 year rental kickers. Go build kicker you.
Take them.
Week 1, J Vitt, $10 super chat. It's good to see you, J Vitt. Week 1 O-line and week 5 O-line are going to be different animals. Impossible to judge Riley based on the time he had tonight against his front. Give these folks time to cook. Oh, buddy. Yeah, I mean, this is you would feel better if you you had NIU week 1 and then you can kind of build some things and then go play A&M. But it's even better when you play A&M week 1 and then you win. Because now you get to you get this huge momentum. This win, man, recruiting is going to be so much fun.
I didn't take a picture of it,
but now you get to go play NIU, already having beaten freaking Texas A&M on the road. So hell yeah, J-Vet.
Yeah, I didn't take a picture of it, but on the graphic at the end of the game when they put the top 10 out, and it's like 5 SEC schools are playing, guys that look like me, like Ole Miss beat somebody like 73-0 today. Absolute scrimmages were going on. Why Georgia, Clemson were going to war, and Notre Dame, A&M were going to battle.
Yeah, USF went to battle too. My alma mater.
Who'd they get?
Bethune-Cookman.
Hey, to take it, they better have won that game.
27-22. I kid. I think 48-3. I watched the first 10 minutes. Redbeard, $2 super chat. Props to the punter. First games ever. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I watched a single punt. I'm doing something else during a punt. But if handsome man James Rendell, who should probably play Captain America,
Mike,
if he did well, I'm happy.
We need to talk about on Tuesday because I obviously never saw the guy punt. We need to do an over under on how many muffs. I'm stunned the A&M guy caught. There was one ball that was just spinning like this, like an axe coming at him. And I'm like, how the hell that thing not bounce off his chest? So Notre Dame's going to get some muffs this year inside the 20-yard line. They are going to a bunch. That ball comes nuts off his foot.
Andrew Cochran, Rendell, and Jeter, best place kicker punter combo since. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty damn good. It's a pretty damn good group. Shout out to Marty Biaggi, special teams coordinator.
Yeah, I mean, it's a damn good group.
Andrew, appreciate the $5 super chat. Nick says that touchdown run reminded me of Estime's last-minute TD run at Duke last year. Yeah.
Oh, just violent inside, boom, zone right up there, which is funny because they ran some buck sweeps today a little bit where, the pin and pull scheme. wasn't true buck sweep, which is 2 guards, but it's the same concept. And then they run duo, which is away from the tight end, and then inside zone to the tight end. Man, they hammered that ball in there pretty good.
Nick, appreciate it. Super chat. Mike Nolan says, how about Vegas with 46.5 as the over under? Yeah. So the actual the actual total ended up being 36. So yeah, the 46.5 felt pretty high. Yeah. I thought I said 2017. So my over under was 37, or my point was 37, ended up being 36. I was like, there's no way it's going to be 46. There's no way.
And the way the game got on, I thought Indy was going to – I really thought there was going to be a defensive score, man. They were swarming. I was like, man, that ball's going to get on the ground sometime. Especially when Christian Gray knocked the living crap out of that dude on the flat route.
Just like, sat there. That A&M crosser on the zone coverage, that looked like me in my Notre Dame dynasty, like just thrown to Great House on a crosser in the zone, be like, oh, crap. It happens. Theodore, $5 super chat, guys. Let's write about Notre Dame speed, running away from SEC defense, and Notre Dame conditioning wearing down the SEC boys in their households. Theodore, you just wrote about it.
Yeah, I mean, especially the two running backs. Bam, great, big runs. I mean, the pass game, obviously, we need to see that keep evolving. Who's going to still be that outside threat? It's got to be Collins, but Collins has never been an outside, like pure deep type guy. Can he evolve to that? That's going to be interesting.
No, you're not evolving, but
hopefully he stays on. But there's got to be someone to take off the top, and just open things up, because they threw short. But it's hard because that's Riley Leonard's strength. Riley Leonard's strength is quick, get rid of the damn thing, intermediate type stuff. So I think if they keep cleaning up those 15-yard square ends, the flood type routes, they'll be okay.
There's a debate going on in the chat about Randall. One guy said he had 3 kicks inside the 15. The other guy said he didn't. 3 inside the 20. I don't know if they were inside the 15 as well, off the top of my head, but officially 3 inside the 20.
That's nice.
Theodore, appreciate you. Mike Nolan, $2 super chat. Think the early hard counts slowed our D-line rush. They did. But that's not an excuse. That's not like, oh, well, that's why. That's, you figure it out. Like, hard count, it's not the first time everyone's ever done a hard count in football. Like,
you
still struggled.
No, I was going to say, as a coach, looking at that, they definitely, Klein, the OC, they definitely schemed that, knowing probably that Notre Dame has watched so much film. They're probably getting a feel for the type of rhythm that he had at K-State, I bet you. Because when they jump off sides 3 or 4 freaking times today, it was annoying as hell, where you could tell Notre Dame was trying to be like, okay, they clap, boom, I'm going to time this thing. It was all timing. And you kept seeing them move and whatnot. But at the end, it also caught A&M off twice, right? I think A&M had 2 false starts because of that, trying to be probably too cute. So, but it definitely did early. That's coaching by Klein and A&M, trying to catch Notre Dame in some bad spots. And Notre Dame just jumped like mad, man. They were trying to get into a rhythm off of the cadence.
Yeah, I loved when they would move but then not jump. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Maureen, $5 super chat. The Texas A&M players were cramping, puking. We didn't have that at all. Guys are in good shape.
Yeah,
well prepared.
Without a doubt.
Guys, Tyler Buck. I said this about Buckner when he rejoined the football team. What did I say? He's gonna signal in plays. He's not going to play.
He did. He was on TV, him and CJ Carr next to each other.
He's signaling plays. That's the role. Buckner's just happy to be on the team.
Yeah.
He's signaling in plays, and he's going to play some scout team. He is not going to play.
No,
he's not going to play. Maybe he'll play against NIU if they're up 50. Stop with this. I'm done with Tyler Buckner comments. We're done. That was the last one. Left Twix, you got it out of me. That's the last one. J Mart, we are favored the rest of the way. Is that good? Sure.
Just win the games.
Just win the games.
Win the games.
J Mart, appreciate the $2 super chat.
One by one, that is one thing that Freeman does talk about that, which I like. I'm a big fan of you're only guaranteed 12, which is true. You're only guaranteed 12. Focus on these, roll from there. And I kind of like that mindset as you chip towards, because after 12, boom, it's a whole different world. So, and when you win like this, it's natural. They're going to be tired. They're going to be exhausted. I bet you they have some dudes getting IVs tonight, sitting on that plane. Going to cramp on the plane. They're going to have some cramp, some calf starting to blow up on that plane. So stretch out. They're going to sleep like hell tomorrow, get back to work Monday, and go play NIU. So just get rocking, man. Good job. I mean, seriously, that was a great comment by the strength. But it also goes back to Matt Bayless for his years of just getting guys ready to compete, the mindset, and then obviously the new strength coach just keeps that thing rolling. And those guys look fast as hell tonight.
Tweet here from Goolsby. I saved up a few tweets. This was from early in the second quarter.
What is this?
Take a look at Knapp and Ford up top to the boundary. Not good. Not good. Whoa.
Oh, it's like how did Leonard not get sacked the entire game? Like this is like look,
he's an athlete. He is a hell of an
and he's
athlete.
a strong. So I mean, just a little. I'll talk to you later, Anthony. Just like I don't even know if you can call that a swim. Like it was just a goodbye. And then Ford blocks Knapp. Devin Ford played a lot of football. I mean, he was the third.
Yeah. When you watch the other side, this is the one I was talking about earlier where he had it's a full flow. That's Ford's guy. Knapp steps inside. That's Ford's guy on the edge. I believe that's what this one is.
The way Knapp reacted was not.
I would have to see if this one I was talking about earlier because you can see where Ford goes, but that goes on the rewatch.
All right, how do I get out of here? Okay, give me a second here. Okay, how do I close out? Okay, here we go.
But
I saved up a few.
Leonard, he's not an NFL quarterback. I don't know how he's going to play in the NFL because he's terrifying throwing the ball at times. But he cleans something as a runner. The team could run like crazy, man.
Eli Raridan wide open.
So this was the slot fade. Raridan was wide open.
Eli Raridan wide open.
Oh, this is in the love. Yeah, but
Love was pretty open too, but yeah, he was not.
On this, to me, he's not reading five guys. He's boom, red zone.
If Love's there, but
yeah, I know. It's the clicker game when you see it, and you're like, oh, he's like, man, I'm down here. These guys are coming high hell. I bet you that call was we're gonna hit Love on that corner, and if Love turns the right way, it's a freaking touchdown.
Yeah,
he's right there. He had so much room. It's like, how do you not turn the right way, buddy? That was a miscue.
Okay. Let's take a look at the Adon Schuler pick. I can't play it full screen, guys.
This was
I'm sorry, I can't. So just squint your eyes.
This was literally like Caleb Williams, his first pick last year, where he overthrew it right into Watts' breadbasket.
Look how open he is.
I know. Hurd's getting torched because the guy's crossing. Hurd's getting burnt. And by the way, the ball is like a dime. That thing is like a spiral times 10, just perfect throw right to Schuler. Just right over his head right there. So, yeah, I mean, it's literally like the Caleb Williams throw. Because even on that one, that guy's beat like hell. And Watts gets him, right in gets that pick. But, yeah, this is a big one right here.
J Mart, appreciate the $2 super chat. Folks, make sure you hit the thumbs up, of course, on this video. I don't know how many thumbs up we have right now. You guys can let me know in the comments, but please do that. Helps get our channel out to more folks and for more to find us. All right, this is the one I really want to talk about.
What do you have?
This 47-yard Jadarian Price.
It's touchdown. A draw. Yeah, it's a draw.
Again, guys, I'm sorry, I can't play it full screen. You're just gonna. It's either this or no video at all. I'm sorry. You're calling that a draw?
You can see on the sets, I think, when you go to the other side or when they show the end zone.
Oh, this ain't no draw. I mean, yeah.
It's a draw.
Usually a draw,
It's
There's
not
a
a
little bit of-
it's not a
not a slow drop, but the way Nap blocks it, I guess, yeah, kind of. They're dropping a little bit, yeah.
And then the interior going up right now. Pendleton
Right, yeah.
Pendleton knocks the crap out of
Yeah.
his. Look at that.
Great.
Crease.
Okay, this is great. This should have been a 5-yard gain.
Exactly.
What this Torian York kid? This is their best linebacker.
Yeah, he was.
I mean, this
an All-American last year.
that's a nice. I mean, nice move by Price. Gives me some Audric Estime vibes here. Not gonna lie.
And then he bounces this thing.
And then these angles. Look at these two guys.
Yeah.
Flanagan just kind of gets in the way here. He's not sure. Oh, you're coming this way. Let me turn around. Oh, you guys are already inside of me. Flanagan, his backs are turned to these guys. Terrible angles here. JT, great block. And then you get the convoy of JT and Greathouse. Very good. Very, very good by Price, but more bad by A&M.
Take it. Good. Because it was bad when Henderson broke the 60-yarder last year against Ohio State, and when Watson those bad angles and he goes 60. I'll take it.
Terminator, what's up, buddy?
Take a bad angle anytime.
Yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it. But that was huge.
Oh,
that was huge.
That was huge.
Guys, I'm telling you, I know how to scroll in. I'm not doing it. I know how to do it, guys.
Zach came out.
I know how to do it. I can't. I'm not doing it. You just got to trust me.
Yeah, that thing came out of nowhere. It was like just a gut wrenching. Yeah, someone says he didn't like the crowd. I thought the crowd was awesome. That place was rocking.
Yeah, the crowd was awesome.
It was.
That was awesome.
I love that Notre Dame fans went in green, so you could see the green out there was cool.
We'll have to have one of the guys on the show Tuesday night too. Like just to talk about the atmosphere.
Oh,
we'll have to have one of our.
I'm dying to hear their pregame thing and how loud was that up there? The place was rocking.
All right, this one I will go full screen. I just can't play a video full screen, guys. I mean, okay, so apparently the actual this yellow line was inaccurate. Apparently it was on the 49. Jack Sobel tweeted this out. You can't see this from the copy.
Gotcha.
But still, Tim, look at that.
I know.
This shot looks down the line.
I don't get it. And if you when you watch it, the two refs run in looking at each other like they didn't know where to spot the ball. They were like crap, are you getting it? Am I getting it? I don't know. I thought they kind of screwed that up.
Yeah, here's what I'm talking about. You see where this guy's running in?
Yeah.
He's running to the left as our angle. He's running to the left, which is right down the 49. So I do think that the yellow marker may have been off. But even with it being off, it looks like he gets this. Like, I don't know. So that's wild to me. Yeah. I think he got to the 49 as well, but obviously he got past the yellow line. But I even think he got past the 49 as well. I think I had a couple more.
Sure.
Queued up. One more. Maybe two more.
And then just throw up the defensive stats when you can. I haven't seen any.
Yeah, we'll go through defense.
Yeah.
This was the Jeremiah Love. Again, folks, just zoom in with your eyes. Put it closer. I mean, just breaking through. Cooper Flanagan, nice lead block here at the line of scrimmage. Left guards getting through to the second level. That's a nice block. And then this. There wasn't a huge hole there, Tim.
No.
But Jeremiah Love found it, and then the rest.
Yeah, and Love has been like I said, he was driving me nuts a little bit tonight. Just like, come on.
But that one was.
But that's what you do, man. When you're a home run hitter, you're gonna get crushed, and then boom, you hit that crease and you're gone.
Yeah, nice pull, Shroud. Pendleton pushing his guy out.
Pendleton's
Craig to the second. Yeah, it's good.
Pendleton's an angry dude in there, man. When you watch him Run block sometimes. He's an angry dude. Oh, I'm looking at the D stats finally. Yeah, Kaiser led the team in tackles. Okay.
All
right. Third.
Here you go, Tim.
Yeah, gotcha. Looking at these now.
Yeah, I mean, 3 tackles for loss. You had Sneed, Cross, of course, with the snack.
Yeah.
The snack. I'm hungry. Sack. Professional program over here, guys. Rod Hurd. TFL Rod Hurd. What was that play? All right, let's see.
Hurd had a great TFL on a run.
Rush to the left.
Screaming in there.
Second quarter, midway through the second quarter. I do not
Great,
remember that
great
play.
run. Kingston goes in there, blows it up, and then Hurd's right there in the alley. Hurd was playing nickel in for Clark on that play. And then, hey, we didn't even talk about Xavier Watts gets a freaking pick.
Yeah.
How about that, huh? That leads the country last year, comes right back this year. When he jumps that route was unbelievable.
He was my pick for defensive or team MVP or something.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, probably not my best pick.
Yeah, Rendell. Yeah, you're talking inside the 20 at 3. Yeah, Rendell had some booms, man.
Zachary, think this game causes a wavering deuce to settle? I don't think so, man. Did you see Sam Spiegelman at Rivals tweeted Deuce was wearing an Auburn towel and then he switched to an Ole Miss towel? Like, I guys, I don't think so. He was at Auburn. Like, I would guess he does something this week. I don't know. Like, I've been told that he's looking at Ole Miss visits or maybe even getting back to Notre Dame, but I would have a hard time seeing him sticking with the Irish. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm more interested in be like, all right, come on. Let's start seeing who's going to be visiting during the home games in this fall. That's what I want to see at quarterback because obviously they're going to go out and get one. I can't wait for some news to start coming out.
Zachary, appreciate that super chat. TDDP574 says from now on, Notre Dame fans wear green at any away game. That was so dope that our fans
did that. Because you could see it in there, which was awesome. So yes, I'm pro this. Road games wear green, man. Wear green, you stand out so much better.
Just for this comment, I'm switching it to green.
There you go.
That was easier than I thought. I was gonna have to scroll through a bunch of colors. There you go. We're going green. Okay. Let's talk some personnel stuff. I don't know if you saw the Andrew says the Let's Go Irish chant during the last few possessions was epic. Like, I don't know how much was that, like, could everyone in the stadium hear that or just whatever camera was going, or, microphone really picked that up, but that was awesome.
Yeah, that was great on TV.
That was awesome. Andrew, appreciate the $5 super chat. What'd you think about the receiver rotation? Okay, so this is what I jotted down. Cooper Flanagan gets to start. You got Jaden Harrison was out there for the first snap. He didn't play a ton, but Harrison was in the first group. Bo Collins and Faison.
Faison, yes.
I was surprised right away to see Faison get the first reps over Chris Mitchell, but Faison definitely played more than Mitchell. Faison went out. He's okay. I think I still have that pinned in the YouTube comments. If I'm not, Freeman said he's going to be okay. Lots of Faison and Greathouse in the slot, right? The tight end was split out a lot. And then, of course, you have either Bo Collins or Jaden Thomas split out as well. So I had noted there seemed to be like a group a lot of times. You had Faison, Collins, Greathouse together.
Yep.
Then Jaden Thomas, Chris Mitchell, and Harrison, Jaden Harrison together. So I don't know if that's something that maybe I noticed, but wasn't happening as much as I thought. But I feel like they were like, it was like a grouping of these trio of wide receivers. Did you notice that, Tim?
Yeah. I did earlier. Yeah, because I wrote down the early rotation in the game. Yeah, and then once Faison went out, they just stuck with the 5. And then, they did a couple of little 12 personnels at time here and there to run some clock, different formations that Denbrock was showing. But, really, it was just those 6. I think we talked about that. I know some think, we're going to play 7 or 8. I don't know how. It is hard to get that many wide receivers in a game. So, look at the mixing and matching today of the rotation. And Leonard was even on the same page with the best 6. How the hell is he going to be on the same page with 7,
Yeah.
8, and 9? So if Faison, I mean, we have no idea. It could be a sprained ankle. I saw
It
some
seemed to
guys
be okay.
picking him up. So, I doubt
I'm not gonna accept flowers or anything right now or a trophy. But I have been saying all off season, Bo Collins, receiver 1. And he had 5 receptions for 62 yards. But in the context of Notre Dame wide receivers these past few years, ever since Claypool, you have nothing. Not much from these receivers. Just no. Collins flashed. He had some shit to him, man. He did.
I mean, he's not like Kevin Austin, who was a legit player.
Yeah, Kevin Austin was good.
Yeah, Avery Davis was a solid slot. McKinley had a really good 2020 with Skoranek. That was a good little duo out there with those guys.
They were okay.
But they're good. I mean,
Bo's
guys
legit, man. Bo's legit.
Yeah,
I thought he looked really good.
Once again, I thought he looked like everything I've talked about him. Really good underneath, good route runner, goes and gets the ball, and then obviously the really nice 20-yard, boundary fade right there where he goes and beats the one-on-one. That was huge, and that's something we haven't seen Jaden Thomas do that. We didn't see Brendan Lindsay go and do a bunch of those when he was the guy in 22. Last year was just a mess. I mean, to be honest. So exactly, Tobias Merriweather wasn't going out and jumping and doing those two things at all. And that was really nice to see Collins do that and keep doing it. And there's no reason. Go ahead.
Yeah, and that was 5 for 62 when the passing game was fairly anemic, right? Just wait until you play against teams that don't have Texas A&M's D line and Notre Dame's O line improves, and now you get more time for Leonard back there. Build even more chemistry with Collins. I'm telling you.
Seriously, it's now the next 3 weeks. You need to get on the same page the next 3 weeks against the 2 Macs in Purdue, and then Louisville's coming to town. So you need to, these 3 weeks, just keep getting better and get ready for Louisville for the revenge game, basically, and then roll from there. But, Colin, I mean, once again, he's played at Clemson, so it's not like, Mitchell's coming from FIU versus Arkansas Tech or the big game FIU and Florida Atlantic, this was some dudes playing out there on A&M, and he's like, man, I haven't seen these guys before. But it's Collins has competed at that level. So he definitely has that, and his body language shows that. So
talk your shit, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tweeted this out after he caught one of those curls, and then 15 minutes later, tweet out, talk your shit, Bo. I had this tweet written out. This was after the play, he shoved the guy. And I was like, we got to make sure this is a catch first before we hit enter on this tweet. But
that was a great catch.
It was. Not really nice snag. Matt says, I thought Chris Mitchell was supposed to be a dude. Again, I think he's going to be I'm going to flash against this team and make some plays here and there.
Right.
Quality over quantity, maybe, just in terms of him making plays. Maybe he'll have some good, average yards per reception, but maybe not a ton of receptions. I don't know. A little stock down on Chris Mitchell right now. That was a little disappointing.
A true 33 seconds on Chris Mitchell right here. Obviously, he had the hype, 1,000 yards at FIU. He's a 6-year guy. He's coming to Notre Dame because Notre Dame needs wide receivers in the worst way. We heard a lot about him before spring. We heard a lot about him on day one. Haven't heard a lot about him since day one of spring ball. So I think he had a nice 10-yard out route. That was a hell of a throw by Riley Leonard.
Yeah.
Leonard, and I've been talking about this forever, Leonard is really good 15 and in. I think even some of those incompletions today are just going to be the timing with those guys.
Yeah.
Getting on the same page. Like I said, it felt like Mitchell and Collins were a little shocked some balls were coming their way. But, we'll see.
Yeah,
but
Matthew, appreciate
Mitchell only had the one catch, right? Or did he get 2?
Just one for 12. Yeah.
That out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Matthew, appreciate the super chats. Jordan Clark, I thought played well, Tim.
Big surprise.
Solid.
Hey, Clark and Hurd, you saw film on him. You're like, we'll see. But Notre Dame's like, we're going to match up. We want to run around, do about 18 different types of man coverages and combo and pattern reading and crap like that. I thought Clark and Hurd, both those two guys, really surprised the hell out of me.
Here's an interesting thing. And looking at the defensive stats here, Jordan Clark was out. Tim, he played almost every single snap, if not every single snap. Right? I think Hurd played a little bit in place for him.
A little at nickel, but Clark easily 90% of the snaps.
Didn't record a stat. That's a great thing. It's a great thing. I mean, no one threw the ball at him. He was just like, he was locked down.
He's running with guys like crazy all over the place.
I loved this defense. The secondary, Tim, when I started covering Notre Dame, was I mean, you had Kyle Hamilton, superstar, but otherwise, woof.
No, I mean,
and now this group is baller.
Yeah, I mean, outside of 2012 or 2002 was a great DB group. You know, even 2012, you know, that team that went to the title game, those playing zone, all those guys played in the NFL. That group, obviously, Julian Love, Troy Pride's group. You know, with Elliott on the back end, those guys played really good. So
yeah,
but no, these guys can play man.
They
run around like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely run around like crazy.
Yeah, there's the shot of Shane Gillis, who is absolutely tremendous on SNL. And pictured with Riley Leonard, Shane Gillis, a comedian. He's awesome.
What else we got?
I'm just looking through. I mean, we'll continue on any super chats. Otherwise, we're kind of wrapping up the show. Leonard on the quarterback power, Tim, really good. Those designed runs. I mean, Leonard, say what you want about his accuracy, but overall, he willed this team to a victory. Goolsby tweeted out, I loved it. He said, Goolsby said, Leonard's not going to let this team lose. He's going to find a win.
I mean, I talked about it in one of our, Tuesday, Wednesday shows during the off season. He's got a little bit of Tebow in him. Just the way the dude could run, the way he's not afraid to run power. He will run up in the B gap and bam, just go get some yards. Freeman had some stones going for it a few times, and that was awesome. But yeah, Leonard, dude, once again, I think the theme this game's over with was always about get out of that place, get out of that atmosphere, get out of that. Because those guys were amped, man. They've been a laughingstock with Jimbo Fisher. Elko's a really good football coach. And they came to play, the energy. It's game one, new head coach, new atmosphere, all that good BS. And Notre Dame just said, no, you're not going to win this one. That was awesome.
Yeah. Andrew said Clark missed a tackle. I remember that. It was like a bounce. But yeah.
Clark, I jumped over him. Yeah, the guy jumped over him.
Yeah. Clark did play pretty solid. That's pretty much out of mind. The Devin Ford thing's interesting thing. I want to ask you as a coach, because for me, it's like, I get he's a third down back, but there was a 3rd and 8 where Notre Dame threw and there was one option for Leonard on the throw. It was a swing to Ford because you see the receivers blocking.
Yes.
And it's like, I mean, Devin Ford, I mean, no disrespect, but you could be doing that with Jeremiah Love. So it's like, why? Like, even if it's 3rd down, why not just put Love back in there for that down and run that same play?
Yeah.
Just curious for your take on Ford playing. I cannot wait to go see the snap counts. We'll have that article out either tomorrow or Monday at blueandgold.com, and then Tuesday night for our show, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Tim and I will talk about it. But Ford played so much, and it's like, you have Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price. Ford's a nice player, but
they're not.
This guy was a safety in the spring, Tim.
But yeah, exactly. Well, that was before
Payne went. Yeah,
he could block, man. They're when they ran some QB powers, he's in there. He's a fullback. He's not. He could block. On the one run that got stuffed that the refs spotted wrong, Love and Raritan both were like soft, cuddly guys. Whiffed. Love just whiffed so bad. It's like, dude, are you kidding me, man? Just barely put a hat on, and Riley Easley's a yard past the damn thing. But he's got his role. Freeman talks about him all the time. Like that's
Yeah.
his little stepbrother, basically.
Yeah.
He loves him and he's got his role. He's physical as hell, man. He will get in there and play. But yeah, I'm with you. If you're gonna run a swing, do it the love.
Yeah. I guess you don't want a situation where every time like you
He's
put Love in on a third down, it's like, okay, he's not blocking. Like you don't want to do something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like maybe once in a while, if you're gonna run that play on 3rd and 8, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe run that play on 2nd down.
Yeah, it's just one of those.
No disrespect. I'm sorry, Devin, if you're watching this. You are terrific. I think Devin Ford is going to play in the NFL. I think he's going to play in the NFL. Special teamer,
Gonna be like
the
that.
versatility, defense, offense. I think he could play in the
Yes,
NFL.
he's gonna be like a Matthew Slater for the Patriots for like 15 years that just finds a role and plays forever on special teams and just be a dude. I mean, like a Steve Tasker. I mean, so many great special team guys over the years. God, who was the Dolphin guy that did that forever? Izzo. Izzo played on the Dolphins for a bit, dude. Larry Izzo, special team guy.
Might have been before my time.
Cowboys, and I think we went with Jimmy there too. So yeah, I'm just throwing out some old special teams. But you're right. I think Ford's going to find a niche somewhere and play because he's physical, he's smart as hell, and he'll do the meat and potato stuff for you.
Thoughts on just Marcus Freeman? I mean, some of the calls, some ballsy calls, timeout usage, just game management. What'd you think about the head coach today?
Yeah, it almost bit him in the ass trying to call that timeout at the end of the second quarter there. I'm like, dude, A&M wants to go into halftime. Let's go into halftime. Don't be so damn cute. You don't have any deep threats at receivers. That one kind of was a head scratcher, right? And it's just like, oh, shit, don't screw this thing up. But yeah, and that was the other one. He took a timeout, wasted a timeout when he was going to go for it anyway. Just go for it. Why do you have to call a timeout to still go for it? So I thought that was, in a clutch situation, you don't want to lose those timeouts, especially at the end of the game if they were needed. But he got his guys ready, man. Those guys were mentally focused, physical, in that thing for 60 minutes right from the get-go. And that's especially game one. That's a head coach's job in that type of environment, man. This was a mini Super Bowl we talked about 8 months ago. This is literally a game one Super Bowl. And I love them. People hate them. I think they're awesome. An intense game one. But so what is that? 18. This is only the 19th time since the AP poll's been out that Notre Dame's opened a season ranked versus ranked. So I think I love it. I love it. And like you said about 45 minutes ago, Mike, it's out of the way. You don't have to worry about it. Bam. Let's just jump on this schedule now.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
it's a good thing the Miami Hurricanes aren't that they screwed up their schedule. They would be on this one, which would be awesome.
Yeah. Let me see how Purdue did. They played Indiana State yesterday. Tonight. Well, I guess it's Sunday technically. 49-0 they won. But I mean, NIU, Purdue, Miami of Ohio, not Miami of Florida. Yeah, Louisville could be interesting. Stanford beat TCU, right? Or they at least
the other way. That
TCU, but Stanford played well with TCU. I don't know if TCU's any good, but Stanford has a pulse. Georgia Tech could be interesting. Navy, FSU, Virginia. Still, this is a favorable schedule. Tim, I picked Notre Dame to win, and maybe with my heart. My gut told me I didn't think they were going to win. To be completely honest, I didn't think they were going to win. And then they did it. They did it.
The better team, the better program.
But game one in front of 107,000, and that is why I thought if this game was going to be played later on the season, I think Notre Dame wins, no problem. But I was like, man, I did pick them to win because that's what I had picked earlier on before the Jagiellon injury and everything. I was like, I'm just going to roll with my 20-17 pick. But I was nervous because game one, that D-line, that Notre Dame O-line, and you have to give a lot of credit to the Irish offensive line for continuing to battle the coaching staff. I thought did a really good job. Denbrock and Joe Rudolph, got to give a lot of credit to them, and Riley Leonard definitely helped out as well. and that missed tackle by Torian York on JD Price that helped out
Huge.
as
Yeah,
well.
and real quick on Rudolph, I've been saying ever since he got hired that he's one of the most respected offensive line coaches. He's a hell of a ball coach. He showed that today. Taking puppies, man, taking newbies, guys that having to play because of an injury, guys going to the pro early. I've heard some people like, well, why is Notre Dame in this situation? It's real easy. You got at least one of the juniors they wanted back. Obviously, everyone thought Fisher, but when you lose two, and then you lose your top sophomore and Jagassaw's out, Wagner hit it. But you look at some of those classes, some of those tackles, they thought Tai Chan, well, he's a guard. He did pan out. The 2021 class did pan out when you look at it. 2 out of the 3 tackles are in the NFL. So that pans out. Caleb Williams, obviously, or Caleb Johnson,
yeah.
at SMU. In this day and age, do you really need a 5th-year guy like Baker? The staff said no. We're going to go with the young guy. And at the end of the day, your best tackle in 22 starting. Your best tackle in 23 would have started, but he's out for the year. And now you're playing your best tackle in the 24 class in Knapp right now as Lambert continues to get work on. So you're in that situation. Stay healthy. I thought Knapp played his ass off, man. Seriously, he really did. He was just, man, he would put his face in a dude's rib cage and just drive him out, ride him out, man. Ride him out. It's like, you're going to kick my ass, I'm going to ride you out. So, but he had really good kick step. Once he gets to learn that Joe Alt arm hit and things of that nature, he's going to be fine. He's going to be fine. I'm very, very impressed at the end of the day from the 5, no sacks. And that has a lot to, Jack Cohn was in this game. He probably gets sacked 9 times.
Yeah, that's a great point.
He's not. Riley Leonard could run around and move. So kudos to those guys. I'm looking forward to rewatching this thing sometime tomorrow and breaking down the O-line. But it's pretty awesome to see. What did I say? 2003, I think they had 4 starts going into that game. And then this is the second fewest starts from Davie to now, from 97 to 24. So that's pretty wild. And only the 3rd time in the last 30 years 2 rookie tackles have started, which is just wild to think about. You're always having every year there's a tackle returning, it seems like. So
sure,
it's nuts. So when they get out of A&M, Mike, man, those guys are enjoying a cold one on the plane tonight, I'm sure.
I am going to go enjoy the cold one right now.
Yes.
Yeah. Might have an IPA here and a glass of Jack Daniels here, and got to go edit some videos, post this on our front page and everything. So we're going to end the show there. We're going to be live with Tim Hyde Tuesday night, 8 p.m. We got Goolsby tomorrow. It's going to be a ton of fun. So make sure you tune into that 8 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. Hit the thumbs up on this video right now if you have not done so yet. That really helps support us at Blue and Gold. Appreciate all the super chats. Incredible support tonight. Ted, this is going to go down as probably our biggest post-game show ever. The Ohio State game last year is pretty big, but I don't think we've ever hit 2,500 before on a show. The Freeman to Notre Dame as head coach, that was a huge show. I think we got like 50,000 views on that, but this is a pretty big one.
Because we could say it's year 3, but it's also that, is this real? Are you gonna do this, right? Are you gonna handle business? Are we really gonna move forward in year 3? Is this really what we're gonna do? And it's the first year is the honeymoon. Last year, once you lost to Ohio State, it was like, oh crap, and then obviously the Louisville Clemson debacles. But now it's year 3. What's it going to be? And to go out on the road, ranked team, environment, all that good crap we've talked about, like insane for 8 months, man. Just kudos to Marcus Freeman. This is definitely his biggest win.
Yeah. I knew this was going to be a huge show, regardless of the outcome. Like, there's no way that like this was not going to be a monstrous show. Win, lose, blowout win, blowout loss, close win, close loss. No matter what, this is going to be massive. So just thank you guys for being a part of it.
Definitely.
Again, hit the thumbs up if you have not done so yet. Goolsby show tomorrow night, Tim Hyde show Tuesday night. I mean, tons of programming throughout the week, so lock in right here. And if you need more Notre Dame coverage, go to blueandgold.com, join our message board, see if this promo code works. It should. UND1, $1 for 2 months, so you can try it out right there. Appreciate you folks for watching, and as always, we will catch you next time.